Hi, my name is Payal Patel,
And my name is Jay Patel.
and we are parents to our rare kiddo, Reina, who was diagnosed with DLG4 Synaptopathy in July of 2022. Getting that diagnosis was life-changing for us because it took us years and years and years of searching for answers. Um, and our diagnosis journey was kind of difficult. She was 8 by the time we got the diagnosis, and and hearing that there was no treatment available out there for DLG4 was heartbreaking for us.
Yeah, Pyle decided to start DLG4 Research Fund in an effort for really two purposes. One, to help find a treatment for our precious Reina, but two, a greater purpose. Going down this path and journey, we realized that because this is a de novo mutation, there's not a lot of research out there. Parents are having a difficult time trying to figure out where to start, and we had an extremely difficult time trying to figure that out as well. Because of that, our greater purpose was actually to help find a treatment for all impacted patients and help them through the journey, help them through the process of going through a treatment plan, creating more awareness, as well as helping the community. Hopefully, after we have a treatment, help them with the treatment as just overall positive impact on their life and their families' lives.
Mommy, 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 mom, we just have to say Mama, I took a picture.
Yes, Reina is just a ball of sunshine. I feel like she's just a very happy child. She says hi to every stranger that walks by. She really wants to be accepted, and it's hard as a parent because I see her. I see her wanting and asking other people the repeated questions of wanting to be included, and I think in her head she doesn't quite understand why everybody's not as inclusive. And I guess that's harder on me than it is on her because like she wants to go down that slide and play with the kids, but she's just not able to. She's not able to climb up because of her hypotonia. She has intellectual disability, and she's had global delays, and she desperately comes home and verbalizes that she wants to do what her sister is doing in terms of playing sports, in terms of going to dance class, in terms of swimming. And so what's hard, and those are the hard days, is when she verbalizes that she wants to participate and is just not able to. Okay, I need a minute.
Thank you guys for coming.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With okay, good. Yes, I know. I told Kelly this. I'm like, I think we're bonded for life.
The most rewarding thing about this journey is that we get to meet the families. Today we met 4 other families that we didn't know before July 2022, and we saw so many similarities between our children. I feel like we're bonded for life. We're all on this journey together. We all have this incredibly rare disease. These 4 kids that we met today, besides Reina, are only 4 out of 125 cases worldwide. And I think that meeting these parents and sharing experiences and hopefully advancing gene therapy for our disease is going to further cement our relationships as families. I'm going to know these families for life, and I think knowing that we're not alone in this journey is really truly what's rewarding. Raina will be just like Julia,
I
going
really
to
hope
prom.
so. She will. I really, really hope so because
Aw.
hearing you made it like, oh my god, I don't have to worry this constant worry that I had. You know?
Nope, it'll happen.
Let me go grab it. I forgot about the bag. Oh, can you get it?
Right. Hi, I'll finally get to meet
Did you
you.
say hi to Miss Houston?
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Raina. Can you say hi to Raina?
Can you tell her what you're gonna do now?
Not too long.
What are you gonna do a lecture for what?
For what? Excited.
Oh my god!
All right.
Did you meet Julia? Can you say hi to Miss Julia?
Hi, Miss Julia.
Do you two want to go in together?
Yeah.
All
Julia,
right.
it's nice to meet you.
Can you tell me what last time?
You're wearing one of my favorite colors.
12:30.
Is that your
Oh,
favorite
we already
color?
got you, didn't you?
No,
I did.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's yours?
Pink. Me too. Oh, she's got pink on. You've got pink on.
My name is Laura. I'm 25. I have a sister with Shine syndrome. She's 2 years older. We found out that she has Shine syndrome about 2 years ago when she was 25. So this whole world is super new to us. It's super exciting though.
Okay.
And she thought
And
that
the
was rather
fingerprint.
embarrassing.
They had to dig up my blood out of my finger.
Oh, you've never done that before either, but that was easy.
You have to take blood, Julia.
They did get blood.
I did.
You did so good.
Yeah.
daughter looks so much like you. I can see. Yeah.
Growing up, friends would ask, you have a sister. I'm like, yep, I've got a sister with a disability, but that was as far as we could go. Shine syndrome, we had no idea existed until 2 years ago. So I'll start off with some of the pros. So Julia's a super kind, thoughtful, sensitive individual. Growing up, I've seen some other friends that have sisters. They're always fighting about clothes or fighting about makeup, whatever. Julia and I have never gotten into a fight. We lived in the same bedroom for 16 years. I was 16, she was 18. Then we moved across the country together. The challenges that we faced, I'd say the biggest one is independence from my own standpoint. So growing up, a child with disability, a lot of the family's time and resources are devoted to raising that kid up to have the most skill that they're able to possess. And for siblings of that person, at times you've got to create your own success. You're alone some of the times. But at the same point, I'd say that it's a level of empathy that you're never going to learn from anything else. There's always somebody that I've had to care for at times. And I'd say that's just been an asset to my development. It's a matter of perspective. You can see it as a burden. There are going to be obstacles that you'll have to face, and there's milestones that you are missing out on. But at the same time, there's a million things to be gained. And if you're focusing on what you're missing out on, you're never going to see the small moments that nobody else gets to experience. For example, if I went back on my text chain with Julia, I love you, my sister Laura Brown, have the best day ever, heart, 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 you're the best sister ever. And that's every week. And like I said, I've got friends with siblings as well, they fight all the time. That's never happened with Julia and I. It's only been love. The biggest point, I'd say you're about to unlock some of the kindest people that you will ever meet through having a child with disability. I'd say some of the siblings, there's like an unspoken connection whenever I find out that somebody also has a sibling with disability. I'd say my mom's best friends also have kids with disability. She plays pickleball with them every week. It's her girls group. I'd say hope is found within community. There are people that are willing to help you. There are families that are going through the exact same struggle. So the more that you reach out, the more hope that is to be found, for sure.
That's awesome.
Please do not.
Wait, where's my phone?
He's 8.
Oh, is he enjoying school?
He does like school. Yeah, he's in a ABA clinic and he loves going. Loves it. Loves the people there. There's like they have like a little swing and like a little. They walk around outside every couple of hours. He loves it. I'm Sabrina Merchant,
I'm Kevin Stone.
and we have an 8-year-old son with nonverbal autism with a mutation called DLG4 Synaptopathy. So my son Adnan was born premature at 3 months of age, and he was in the neonatal intensive care unit for 3 months. He never met any of his milestones. So we were very delayed in our diagnosis, but we took 3 genetic tests, and the last one in 2020 got it for DLG4 mutation. The DLG4 mutation is a mutation on chromosome 17 that has been implicated in epilepsy, developmental delay, and autism.
He did not meet any milestones, and but for us, because he was so premature, we thought that it was about the prematurity. We thought that he didn't have a 3rd trimester, so we thought that that was the lasting effect. I think Sabrina was more relentless about trying to find why he was not meeting these milestones, and I always thought, okay, it was just the birth, but you didn't give up.
That's right.
You kept looking for something, and it was really astonishing that there was a genetic cause.
We were quite honestly, for me, emotionally very relieved because we actually had a diagnosis that made sense. We met with our geneticist, and she told us that it's a disease that has less than 150 people around the world with this disorder, but gene therapy could cure it, or at least treat it, and have some improvement in his life. So at that point, we began thinking about how do we do this? How do we do this gene therapy? We've read all of these articles online about how other parents have started foundations and funded gene therapy researchers to make a gene therapy that doesn't exist. So I found DLG4 Research Fund through social media and met the president and Payal Patel, who is just as motivated as we are to get this disease-modifying treatment into creation for all of the patients with DLG4, Adnan and everyone else, and that became my purpose in life.
There's 2 different kinds of bad days that Adnan has. So he has a sort of manic phase where he will just be sort of uncontrollably happy and uncontrollably excited, and it's tough for a kid who doesn't really have any executive function. So he's going to just go run off and do whatever he wants, and so what makes those days hard also is that he doesn't really sleep. So I call it brain on fire, where he's just super excited, but it just doesn't turn off. So we have to find safe spaces for him. We have our house is all we've vetted everything in the house now, and we've turned off all the faucets in any room that he's in, so he doesn't turn everything on. And those days are tough, but we've kind of figured out how to make it easier. The other bad days, though, are just really sad. He because he just goes through the cycle of emotion. There's certain days where he's just really crying all the time, and it's not like crying from a neurotypical child. It's like it's out of despair, and it's just very sad. So fortunately, those are not really frequent, but we know it's sort of based on what's going on in his head. We don't know, can't peer inside of him, but we know that, those bad days are going to go away because it's just his cycle. He'll naturally go back up again. So they're infrequent, but we get through it.
Well, the good days are quite often. I think people think that there's not good days with a child with such a disabling condition, but there are more good days than bad days, I'd have to say.
Hi, my name is Kelly Dory. I'm the mother of Piper Dory, who has the DLG4 gene change. She's 9 years old. We just found out that is the reason for all of her delays about a year ago in January 2022. She's one of 4 children of ours. We live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and she's our youngest.
And I'm Andrew Dory. I'm Piper's dad, and we're excited to be here today to share our experiences with everyone.
So Piper is a rare child. She has now had 2 rare diseases. The first one was infant botulism when she was 6 months old. She just stopped doing things and wasn't eating and really lethargic. So we took her to the hospital and found out that she had infant botulism. So she was intubated and ventilated, and we were in the hospital for 20 days with that and came home. She had multiple delays, and we thought everything was from her infant botulism. But once she reached about 4 years old with multiple therapies in place and she still wasn't meeting milestones, that's when we went down the road of looking at working with different physicians to finding out why she was different. So we started out with developmental pediatrics. We went to neurology, ophthalmology, audiology. We did chromosome testing. We did a sedated brain MRI, and then finally we met with genetics, where they were able to do a full exome sequencing and found that she had a change on the DLG4 gene.
The bad days consist of Piper's not a morning person, and she can, but she refuses to get herself dressed in the morning for school. So that usually means her day and our day starts off frustrating. But there's a lot of good days too. So the good days consist of Piper smiling and playing and just us enjoying her and her brothers and sisters. And of course, she will tell everyone in the car who doesn't have their seatbelt on, they need their seatbelt on, as well as locating anyone's phone that's lost in the house ever and returning it to them.
We were just talking about this the other night, how we feel really lucky that we have a child that taught us so much, because we have 3 other children that are typically developing. And the love that Piper shows, and just the full unconditional love that she shows for her family and for us, is just so rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
So on her good days, she makes us laugh. She's hysterical. She's fun. She's sweet. She's lovable. So
she asks a lot of questions.
Oh yes, and
she loves asking
we said
questions.
She's going to be the head of the neighborhood watch when she grows up,
she
because
knows everyone
she knows
in the neighborhood and what they're doing.
Everything going on, and she'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
I feel like I love her so much that it doesn't take away from the love that I have for her, knowing that she's going to need care for the rest of her life. It makes me concerned for that if something would happen to one of us, because I don't feel like there's very many people that understand her. She does have older siblings that are great with her, especially her 11-year-old sister. And I feel like, too, I just have to say, I remember when I first was realizing that Piper's delays were probably going to be permanent, but I didn't know what was going on, and no one could give me a good answer, and it was always, she's going to catch up, she's going to catch up. I really had a hard time with it for a while, and would get upset and think, well, why did this happen to us? Why did we have a kid that has all these needs, and her life is going to be so hard, and I would be really frustrated. And then the one day I just realized, like, you know what? She is who she is. And I actually feel like there's so many great things that she brings to us that we would have never gotten if we didn't have her. Mm-hmm. And she's taught us so many things that I my whole outlook changed. I feel like I'm lucky to be able to be her parent and to care for her, because I get to see things and feel things and get the rewards from her that other people may never see. And it changed my whole outlook on our life.
Yeah.
Is this a lot of people, Charlie?
Who's helping us?
Okay. Who's helping us? Somebody will help us in a couple minutes. We can relax our bodies.
My name is Rosie Schmidt. I have an 8-year-old son named Charlie who has DLG4. He was diagnosed with DLG4 around the age of 9. He's had kind of a lifetime of some missed milestones and trying to figure out exactly what types of therapies are going to work best for him.
Can you smile for us, Charlie?
Charlie, can you
smile for me?
Squeeze?
Hey, Charlie, can you smile for me? Yeah. Hey, cheese. Yep.
That's her phone.
So, Charlie, everything was developing completely fine. Up until about 9 months, I started to see a little bit of a lag in milestones. He was army crawling. He wasn't really crawling ever. He didn't seem to have the upper body strength to keep himself up. But I thought, I kind of poo-pooed myself away saying, oh, don't worry, it'll come with time and don't overthink it. At about 15 months, a pediatrician said, well, he really should be walking, and they're getting concerned with him not walking. And I think at that point, I started to get involved with early intervention. He was diagnosed with hypotonia, which just said it's low muscle tone, and with physical therapy, hopefully things will progress. At that point, too, we saw that speech was a little slow. He was talking, but only in certain settings. And the number of words was really very few compared to peers. So we started to get early intervention services for speech, PT, and eventually OT as well. Thanks. I think it's incredibly important to donate blood and skin samples to really try and move research along for kids with DLG4. When we first got diagnosed, there was no information on what I should expect for Charlie. So I think it's incredibly important for people in this really small population to help give samples so that we can actually learn more about what may work for our kids, whether that's gene therapy or any other type of medical treatments. And additionally, I think it's important because it brings a community together on how we're going to try and help all of our kids.
That is perfect, man.
He's number 6. That's Charlie. He's number 6. Charlie.
You're number 6?
Careful.
Oh.
You're doing good.
All right. Good. Oh, Charlie.
You're relaxing. Just relax your body. It'll feel better if you relax.
Does Charlie sing?
Charlie loves all music,
Oh,
right?
my
He
God.
likes
What's
your
marching
favorite
bands.
song, Charlie?
And who else do you like, Charlie? Who's your favorite? Who do you like? To relax your body, you put on Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. I love Bob
Marley?
Marley. That's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
About a thing. Every little thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be alright.
Don't worry about a thing.
Hi, Raina. Can you say hi to Raina?
Say,
No tears.
gonna be alright. Don't worry
I'm so proud of you.
about a thing.
Thank you for doing such a good job. Almost done. Don't look at me.
Want me to draw a face on?
It's gonna be alright. I woke up this morning on my horizon. 3 little birds were on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true. And they said, this message is you. They said, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every one of it is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause
Got my hat back on.
can draw a rainbow. You like rainbow? You're gonna have your blood drawn. Are you gonna show me how it's done? Okay, squeeze.
Squeeze it, squeeze it.
Which color do you want me to start with? Pink, since it's your favorite color. There's a pink. I'm Kristen Hatcher. I'm Deputy Director of Combined Brain.
I'm Anna Falzer. I'm the Chief Scientific Officer for Combined Brain.
And I'm Mario. Anna's postdoc fellow for Combined Brain.
And we've been spending all day here in New Jersey taking blood from how many different patient advocacy groups?
I think about 10. And I think we collected probably something on the order of about samples from 50 different kids in like the span of 12 hours, which for a rare disease, like DLG4 is just incredibly important and is a really rare opportunity to get samples from that many kids who have rare diseases. And I would say one of the main reasons that these types of biosamples, whether they're blood or urine collections, any sort of biofluid collection and sample collection, is really just incredibly important because there is a huge movement towards developing effective treatments for rare diseases, and people are getting a massive appreciation for the need for precision medicine, and there's just lots of different strategies to treat these different types of rare diseases now. And one of the really critical things that people need when they're developing these first pilot clinical trials is they need biomarkers. They need something to test whether the treatment or the intervention is working. And one of the best sources of finding biomarkers is really blood from those rare communities.
And the other thing we did a lot of today was siblings. So we had a lot of brothers and sisters came out in support of their family who also gave blood, which is super important just to tell differences between what kids look like who have rare diseases and don't have rare diseases, and can help us further understand the disease and therapeutic strategies.
Okay, so the reason that we're DLG4 community has been really pushing collecting skin biopsies is because you can use skin biopsies to grow these specific cell types that are called fibroblasts, and they're really a hardy cell type. They're very easy to grow. They're pretty quick to grow, and then more importantly, there's a greater supply of those fibroblasts than there are from the cells that you can collect from a tube of blood. So there's like less that you have to bother and poke and prod kids to get a patient line developed. The other really great thing about using fibroblasts is that fibroblasts, you can reprogram fibroblasts into something called an induced pluripotent stem cell. And so those stem cells, those will replicate, and you can grow those almost to infinity. And then the other thing that's really cool about stem cells, which is really important for DLG4, is that, or any other neurological or neurodevelopmental condition, is that you can make those stem cells different types of neurons. So you can start modeling what's happening in your kid's brain in sort of a two-dimensional space, starting from just a tiny, tiny little chunk of skin from a kid.
Perfect.
Booyah!
That's all we needed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome.
I didn't even cuss.
You know what? Can we actually get you explaining your role today in your Mario outfit?
Yeah, actually, you did really great. So that was very helpful because then other people will be like more likely to come to other conferences.
Yes.
I also am playing Mario today.
Yeah.
Do you know who Mario is?
Is that you messing? Yeah, my hat.
Yeah, my hat's over there. Yeah, I took it off.
It's doing it on its own.
I'll put it back on.
You want me to put it back on?
Yeah.
All right, let me go
So
get my hat real quick.
Yeah.
Is this better, buddy?
Yeah.
Is that better? Do you like that better?
You know, be how.
You want me what?
Now her hair's not.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I can explain my role as Mario. First of all, I was tricked. So they told me that we were all wearing costumes today, yet here I am, the only one who showed up in costume. But yeah, so I, it's a true story. And so I actually think this is a really great idea because people knew to look for me and who I was and what I was a part of, or, you know, because anybody running around in a Halloween costume in a hotel does not belong there. So I think that was really great. So I served as like, and the kids, I may have traumatized them. But the kids, I think the kids loved them. They could relate to it. They knew Mario, they knew Luigi, and so we just had a good time. And so I could go, woo! And, you know, they liked my hat, asked me where my hat was, so I could stand next to them while they're getting their blood drawn, and we could talk about video games or videos or school buses or sing. I've done a lot of singing today. Tattoo applications. Yeah, Kristen helped with tattoo applications, coloring. So yeah, I was there as like a supporter for the kids as much as possible, so we could help get the blood draws and help, you know, get as much as we could get done in a shorter period of time and keep everything running smoothly and checking everybody in and going from there. Yay!
Yay! It's important that they come to conferences like this too because it's a lot more cost effective.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, so the next time DLG4 has a conference,
yep.
You gotta invite
Combine Brain and Mario.
Yes!
Mario.
This is the smallest costume I own, just in case. Most of them are cardboard boxes.